Hello guys, today we're going to do, guess what? Are we going to do the tour of the shopping district? No. Today we're going to do something completely different. So today we're going to build a simple Shulker storage system. Yeah, actually we have already built it. Me and Lastren over here, my brother. Say hi.
Hello.
Yeah, we have already built this thing, but yeah, we will just travel back in time and show you how we build it. Yeah, so first we need to...
Two.
Do you want to explain it yourself?
Yes. No, you.
Why not? Let's do this first. I will grab some shulkers. And we will fill them with something. How many do we need?
Well, technically one's enough.
Okay, let's do like one with redstone dust. And one with stone. Okay, so we will have in the system a couple of shulkers, which we will try to put items in order. So basically everything we put into the input will be tried to put into the shulkers.
Yep, so in that chest there are gonna be shulkers for storage, basically. And this chest is gonna be our input, that we can place either shulkers or just items that we want to place in the system.
Right, this one is for empty shulkers.
Yeah.
This shulker is not empty. For some reason.
Yeah, this barrel is for empty shulkers, which are gonna be...
Take this.
That barrel is for empty shulkers, which are gonna be used for overflow, if they have any.
Right. Then this is where we have the actual overflow. Any item that doesn't go into storage will be put into this shulker, and if it cannot go into this shulker, then the shulker will be broken and put into this chest and replaced with an empty shulker.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into building then.
Yeah.
So first thing that we want to do is that we put some items over here, and they will go through the hoppers into this barrel, and then into more hoppers, and they will be tried to put into a shulker that will be placed by this dispenser over here. And basically first thing that we need to do is to detect that if an item from this hopper doesn't go through into the shulker, for example if there is no shulker over there, or if the shulker that is over there is full or doesn't accept that type of item, then we want to request a new shulker. Okay, so this contraption over here is something that we call a speed limiter, right? Basically if there is something in this hopper, then we will lock the hopper that is right behind it, that puts items into there. This way there is only one item at this hopper at a single time, right? So
Yep,
so let's put something into this barrel. If we put a lot of white wool, we will see that there is only one white wool in this hopper and one white wool in this hopper. And if we put let's put a barrel over here instead of a shulker, right? We will see that the white wool comes one by one into that. So there is some time when this hopper is empty, and sometimes where there is only one item. And now that the barrel is gone, only one white wool is still here. So since it is either 1 or 0 items, this allows us to actually detect when an item goes into or when it does not.
Yep. Yeah, so basically now we need to detect if an item is stuck in this hopper and it can't go in the shulker, which is supposed to be on top of that red hole.
Right, to do this, it's actually really simple. Right? Why do I not have a white wool? Did you grab all white wool?
It's here.
Oh, right. It's because I put it into the system. We have a comparator over here, which goes into a redstone torch over here, which then goes into a repeater set to 4 ticks into another torch. Basically, this torch will only light up whenever there is an item that is stuck in this chest. So let's put a wool here, and this torch lights up. Yeah, that's basically how it works.
Yeah, and if you put a barrel or shulker on top of that red hole and let items fly through to it, into it.
Yeah, do you have that barrel? That barrel, yeah. So basically, if we put a lot of items over here, right? So then this torch will not light on while items are being put in there, and as soon as there is an item that doesn't go into this block, this will light on.
So basically, the signal from this torch means that we need to change a shulker that is there, or just place, well, basically place a shulker, place a new shulker up there.
Yeah. And if there is already a shulker, then we are going to break it.
Yeah. But at the start, there were no shulkers over there, so we just need to grab all the shulkers from the chest on top and put them in the dispenser.
So when we power this repeater, this line over here, which currently we power if an item is stuck in this hopper, right? We are going to unlock this redstone torch, which is going to unlock that hopper, which will take an item from there. And when an item goes from there,
yeah, so the competitor says that there are still items in this chest, and that prevents the torch from locking the hopper, and so items continue flowing down.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. When we power this redstone torch off, then this repeater goes off, and this one repeater gets unlocked, which means that while there are still more shulkers in this chest, basically the torch will be unpowered, which means that the items will continue to go down as long as there are some items in this chest. Yeah, so basically if we put an item over here, then we have 2 shulkers over here. So it's working.
Yes.
Nice.
Simple stuff.
Yeah, now we need to place and break the previous one, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's see how this works. So basically if we put, so we have a shulker with redstone dust and redstone. Let's put some redstone dust into this barrel, which is going to activate this thing, which is going to activate this timer, and each time that this clock ticks, we're going to break a shulker that was placed over here, and then place another shulker that is in this dispenser. We do it with the timer because we probably need to cycle through some shulkers before the item can go into them. So right now it should be a shulker with redstone dust in it, right?
Yes.
We can open it. Yes, it is. Nice.
The problem now is that when they placed all the items, the last shulker box, or maybe not the last, but that shulker box stays here, and we need to break it.
Yeah, we need to break the last shulker box basically now.
Well, technically, the shulker box may not be the last one. There may still be shulker box left in the dispenser. So we need so we need to cycle through all the shulker boxes we have in the dispenser.
If we do not have any items in this hopper, so if we were not trying to put anything into the shulker, basically we are going to activate the same exact timer to break and place all the shulkers. So we detected through the same comparator over here, but instead of using a redstone torch like we did before, we just use a redstone dust with a repeater set to 4 going into a redstone torch. And this line is powered when there is nothing in this hopper for some time, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, so now we are breaking all the hoppers, but they are never going up, back up, right? Which is what we are going to do next, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back to the chest.
Yeah, basically now, if we now put some redstone dust over here, we will see that this redstone dust will go into the shulker, and as soon as it doesn't go in there, we're going to break all the shulkers, and they go back up, basically. That's it. Yeah, so the system is technically working right now, but we
Well, we obviously don't want to hear the time going all the time.
yeah, we don't want to hear the timer when there is nothing in here. So right now what we want to do is just to lock this timer when we're basically done. So basically when we have gone through all the shulkers and put them at the top. So what do we have here? Basically we want to lock the timer when there is nothing in this dispenser with shulkers for a little bit, which is why we extend the pulse over here, and then we go into an AND gate with the line. That means that there is no items in this hopper. So when both of these conditions are true, we lock the timer with that piston on top of there, which blocks some redstone dust basically and turns the timer off. Okay, let's try one more time. Just put the dust over here. Now the items go to the shulkers. Now they have sorted through, and the system is staying silent now. Good.
Nice.
And the shulkers are all at the top.
Yeah, so basically the system is now working, with the exception for the overflow, which is when we put an item in the system which is not present in our storage.
Right.
So what is our next step? Making an overflow protection.
So to do that, we need to detect the moment when we have gone through all the shulkers that are in our storage, right? To do that,
Yes.
we basically are not going to put all the shulkers up back into the storage unless we change the type of the item that we are trying to put into the shulkers, right? Or something like that. Which means that we are going to lock this dropper elevator while we are sorting a one item.
Yeah, so because if there's an item in the hopper that is not present in our storage, we will continually go through our shulker boxes indefinitely. And to prevent that, we are basically gonna lock the elevator to stop shulker boxes from going up again in the chest, while the item is in the hopper of there.
Basically, this is the locking mechanism. Whenever we put the redstone, we power this redstone dust here, we're going to eject this piston, which will lock the timer, which is because we will have a piston instead of an observer, and this observer. Yeah, and we power this line. When do we power it? Can you tell?
When we have a signal from the hopper. Yeah, so we are locking the elevator when there is an item stuck on the hopper.
Yeah.
And if that item gets picked up by a shulker, we unlock the elevator and the items.
Yeah, and the system continues working basically. But if an item does not go into any of the shulkers, then all the shulkers are going to end up down here, right? They will be broken, but but they will not go up just yet.
Yes. So when all the shulkers go through, we can see that by that line over here. Yeah, so basically we get a signal on that line when there are no shulkers left in the dispenser, and that indicates that we've gone through all of them. And also, so if there's an item stuck in the hopper, that piston and that block gets extended, and we allow the signal to go through here.
Yeah, which then unpowers this redstone torch, which will take an item from that hopper down below, right?
Yeah.
So basically, this hopper down below is our overflow now, right? Let's just test it right now. So we have system in place. Basically, if we put an item that does not go into our system, like a piston, for example, then we will try to go through all the shulkers, and after that we see that this redstone torch powered off, and the piston should end up over here. Nice. The only problem with this system is that if we had two pistons now, right, then they will try to, or for example, if we have a stack of pistons, then for each single piston that is in there, we will try to go through all the shulkers, and this will slow the system a lot if that happens, right? Which means that we actually want to pick all the pistons that go into the overflow if that happens. So we have made this thing. So basically, when an item goes into the overflow, we want to filter a lot of that item if there is more of it, right? Which is why we put that item from the overflow into a filter. So this is not a complete filter right now, right? But it will turn into filter as long as there is one item over here, right, which will go into here whenever there is some overflow. Yeah, but the filter only works when there is at least two items here, right? Which means that we also need to make a fake signal to unlock this hopper over here whenever there is an actual item in our overflow, which is what we do somewhere over here. I'm probably not going to show all of it. Yeah. So basically how it works is that when there is an item in the overflow, it is put over here, and then we unpower this hopper, so then we get a second item over here, which is when this filter actually starts working and taking all the things back. And in the end, after all of this filtered item is gone down, there will still be one left, which means that when we are finished, we are also going to unpower the hopper that is directly below, to get that last item out of it and return it to this initial state. So basically, this hopper is a dynamic filter. It works with a lot of items. So let's just see how it works now, shall we? Yeah. So basically, if we put into this barrel some item that is not in our system, for example, some hoppers, right? Then it will first try to be put into the shulkers, and then if it doesn't go to through the shulkers, it will start filtering through this dynamic filter, and when it's done, the filter will reset. Nice, it's working. Okay, so we have connected the overflow path over there down below. So basically it goes into a dropper elevator, and then it goes over here, basically into this shulker over here. And also, if an item does not go through that shulker, then we will detect that, and we will break this shulker, place it into this chest, and request another shulker using this green line over here, basically unpowering this redstone torch and taking an empty shulker from over here, and going back and placing this over here. So let's test this now. So basically, if we put an item that is not in our system, like a piston for example, right? And it will try to go through all our shulkers, and it will fail, and it should go into this shulker at some point. Yeah, so here it is. And also, if we use up all the space that there is in the shulker, and we put an item that's not in our system, like a redstone repeater now, basically we're doing the same, but the shulker is full now. The repeater will not go into the shulker, which we should detect, and we will break the shulker. It will go into this chest over here. We also requested one shulker from over here and placed it back here, and the redstone repeaters goes into it. Okay, so we have built the shulker unloading station over here. Yes, this is it. It's not our design. So yeah, this is the shulker unloading station. Basically we can not only put regular items but also shulkers in the input chest, and we have also built a filter for so this is the filter for shulkers versus regular items. We try to put an item into a shulker, and if it doesn't go there, it means that the item is a shulker itself, right? And this over here is another filter. This is the filter for the items that do not stack to 64, because items that do not stack or stack to 16, they break the system. So items like this, they go into overflow immediately, basically. The thing they break is the dynamic filter down below there. So yeah, let's see if it works now, right? Yeah, let's grab an empty shulker, put some things like redstone dust and stone in there, right? Redstone dust and a little bit of stone. Yeah, and some other things that do not go there. Yeah, and also we will put some items just regularly, right? Yeah, so let's put like some redstone, that's just a regular item. Then we put a shulker somewhere, stone, more redstone, stone, I don't know, something like this. So let's go. Now these hopper lines, they add a lot of delay for the system. But it should actually work like pretty fast once it goes into the place. Wait, we have redstone in the overflow. Maybe some delays are wrong. Okay, so I think we have fixed everything and it should work now probably. Okay, so let me put some redstone, some search signs, some search signs. Let's see if it works. This is empty. Is it finished already? Okay, I have birch signs here. Redstone should have gone. So looks like it's actually working now. Yeah? Yeah, so this means that the only thing that done is the actual door. And the door is also done. And I have also prepared some shulkers that we are going to actually store now. Like this, the railing, the redstone, some nether things. Need to not have space there. Okay, the wool, stone, different stones, dirt, gravel, the iron, glass, and that's it. Yeah, so the empty shulkers, we need to put them over here. The actual shulkers.
Or you have dirt in 2 shulkers.
Yeah, it's fine, right? We can have one thing in several shulkers. Oh, and I have 2 stone shulkers.
I have broken the scaffolding.
Oh, okay. Nice. There's just a hole here now. Yeah. And now we just store all of this junk that we have on the outside. And let's hope that this actually works, right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. And we also take everything here. Like that, we put everything in the input chest, right? Instead of putting all the items, I just grab some empty shulkers and put all the stuff in the shulkers. Now I just take the shulkers and put them into. Yeah, now we just wait, probably for quite a while. Okay, I think I have covered everything on the outside. Not very pretty for now. Maybe I will ask somebody to make it prettier. Like Griffson, if he has the shop. Okay, thank you very much for your services. Here is your payment.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. And if any of you guys want something cool, redstone on your base, you should probably ask Lastren to do this, because he can do all the things. But anyway, this is the end. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Goodbye.